My personal experience working with LGBTQ families here has been that I treat my program as my home. So in my home, I always welcome everyone that comes in, and making sure that my responsibility is that everyone is having a good time, no matter where they come from. My name is Stephen Pedersen, and I work for the Vancouver School Board. I run the Strong Start program at Tillicum School, and I'm a parent. I'm a parent of 3 children, one that's 17, one that's almost 10, and one that's almost 4, which the younger ones we adopted with my partner.
When I was at one center, I actually had somebody say, "So did you have the children when you were married to a man?" And I said, no, I had these children, deliberately with my partner. And she said, "Well, why would you do that to kids?" And that was a very upsetting thing, like the implication that I was deliberately bringing them into a warped upbringing kind of environment. I haven't heard any parents do that to anybody, but I know that it happened to me, and I'm sure that it does happen sometimes. So if I knew that kind of thing was going on, I would definitely want to step in and address it. I would have to say to them, this place is accepting of all diversity. We want people to have an environment that is safe to be with their children. So we accept absolutely everybody of any family structure. And we're not going to make any kinds of judgments about it. So just like you need support, these people need support, everybody needs support. My name is Renee Parker. I am a registered clinical counselor, and a bigger role for me actually is that I am a parent.
Parents who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgendered, two-spirit, or queer can often experience isolation in their parenting. It's an issue that more and more community agencies are addressing. Renee and Stephen are both family service professionals who understand the particular needs and challenges of LGBTQ families, from the inside out. We've asked them to share their insights into making services and programs welcoming and inclusive to all children and families, regardless of what they look like. It starts with the little things, introducing books and posters that reflect different family structures. But it can mean much more. It can mean examining your organization's hiring practices, methods of service delivery, and your own assumptions about gender roles and parenting.
I think there still are barriers to LGBTQ families feeling comfortable coming in for services because just of the fear of discrimination. I don't know that there's any physical boundaries or barriers that would stop people, but just the concern about, will I be welcome? Are other people who are in a family place, for example, be accepting of me? If people are not accepting of me, what is the staff reaction going to be like? Am I going to be treated differently? Am I going to have to explain myself over and over again? And it's an exhausting thinking process to go through when you're looking for a service. Is this service going to be worth it to go through that? I would like to see the word diversity somewhere in every setting where families are going. I would like to see that up there. And in the Nobody's Perfect training, they talked about, things like having a poster or something that showed alternative families. And even if it's not an LGBT family, 2 moms or 2 dads, showing a lot of diversity around the center would certainly, I think, make people feel more comfortable. And right at the door, I think not everybody in the LGBT community recognizes a rainbow as being a symbol of acceptance of rainbow families. But I think for a lot of people, if they see that on the door, I know for me, if I see that on the door of any place, a store, a restaurant, anything like that, I feel my tensions subside when I'm going to walk in there with my kids and my partner, or a place where I'm going to ask for services. I know that I don't have to explain anything.
What works well is that you have material in your room that reflects the families that you do have, so, and where we live. So reflecting with the families, you have books that would have 2 moms and 2 dads, and you would have more gender neutral books in your programs. I think that you, like I said, it's, you know, queer families, common agendas, everyone does the same thing. They change diapers, they take their kids to school, they take their kids to programs, they want the best for their children. So it's trying to keep that equal balance and thinking it in that way. I think that what doesn't work is having programs that aren't inclusive. Inclusive to me means that it's an acceptance and it's not a tolerance in a program, so that you treat everyone equal in that manner.
So when people say, well, what can I say that's not offensive? It's hard to say because people identify differently. A good way to start is, for instance, I like it when people just say a 2-mom family. That's just stating the fact. That is the fact. We are 2 moms. That's not giving us a label. And then listening for what people want to be called. And you can ask them directly, do you want me, to refer to you as a 2-mom family, or as, when we include the, talking about that kind of family structure, what is the terminology you're comfortable with? And referring to the other person who is the co-parent as the partner, that's a really nice, safe, neutral thing. Another question that we get so often, us women, is, so who's the real mom? And that is almost universally going to be offensive. So it's better to say something along the lines of, are you the birth mother? That's neutral. That's talking about the fact again, the fact of giving birth. That's not talking about status between the 2 mothers at all. Another thing is, don't talk about, well, who is like the man and the woman in the family. That will be offensive to most people. Instead, you can just say, are you the one who is the stay-at-home mom? That's neutral. And so, or do you both work? Are you both breadwinners, kind of thing? That's more neutral.
What I've done in my program is I've included the rainbow flag. I've included rainbows either in my windows to show that it is an inclusive program. I think it's a bit more about educating and reflecting on your programming. What you do in your program is in the kind of things, the books you may read that maybe you're just showing that it's just a one kind of family that you're showing in your art and you have in your room, or in your programming and what kind of days that you celebrate. Maybe it's, if it's Mother's Day, maybe it's Mothers and Loved Ones Day, or Fathers and Loved Ones Day. So you change it so that it's neutral. The way I think of an inclusive program is it's not that it's an LGBTQ exclusive program. It's about unifying all families together into one program. I think that when you have an inclusive program, it means LGBTQ families and all families together as one. So it's not about separating a group from another.
And to have staff, if they suspect that somebody is in a rainbow family, maybe direct them to, wherever you have your pamphlets or something, and say, just very casually, something like, I don't know if this pamphlet would interest you, and to have it be an LGTB directed pamphlet, but along with all of the other ones. So it's very matter of fact. These are all the pamphlets, and I don't know what your family is like, but here's all of them. And so that they know that it is perfectly normal and acceptable to say something to you about it here and to open up to you about it. And if they have any problems, then they know that they can come to a staff person about it.
The way I see working with doctors and social workers and other people that you may need services from is that it's great for them to ask the questions, and rather than me having to tell them who I am, it's still about the common agendas. Like, all families do the same things. I think that, you know, we all take our children to the doctors when we need service help. So the way you would treat someone else as a different family, you'd treat your LGBTQ families the same.